Yo, what's up guys, it's JP with Vida Reptilia. Today I wanted to make a video going over some things that you should know before you go get a turtle. Maybe you've been wanting to get one or get it for somebody as a gift. So we wanted to make a video going over some things that you should expect, and hopefully this will prepare you if you do decide to go get a turtle. I think it goes without saying, if you get a pet, you're gonna want to give it the best life you could possibly give it. You don't want your animal just surviving, you want them thriving. You want your animal living happy, living healthy. When it comes to aquatic turtles, there are some things to consider before you go get one. Stick around, watch the rest of this video, and thank you guys so much for the support. Before getting into this video, I'm gonna advise you guys that you go do research on the exact species that you're getting, because they're not all the same. They all require different things. So you're gonna have to look up care sheets for the specific turtle you want and go from there. Go watch more videos like this, do all the research you could do, and all of that is gonna help you give them a better life. The first thing you're gonna wanna know when going to get a turtle is how big is it going to get. Most aquatic turtles are anywhere from 5 to 13 inches when they're full grown. This is all again depending on species. Do your research. The females will usually be bigger than the males. I think this is really important to consider before you get a turtle, and it's something that a lot of people aren't aware of. They don't really realize how big the turtle will get in the end. They see them really small, and they don't really think that this tiny little turtle is gonna get up to a foot long, and that creates issues because they might not have an enclosure big enough for the turtle, or they're not gonna be able to take care of this foot-long turtle anymore, and so they need to find somewhere to rehome it, or a reptile rescue, or even worse, they go and release it in the wild, and that creates a whole nother set of issues. So it's just better to know these things before you go get the animal. That way you don't put yourself in this type of situation. It's recommended to give aquatic turtles 10 gallons of water per inch of their shell. So if you imagine you have a 12-inch turtle, it's gonna need up to 120 gallons of water, and this is a lot of space. It could be expensive. It just might be out of reach for some people. So if you feel like you wouldn't be able to provide that for an animal, then you might want to reconsider getting a turtle. It just might not be the best pet for you. The next thing you should know about turtles before getting one is their enclosure. We made a video on how to properly set up a turtle tank, so go check that out. But the main takeaways, aside from making sure it's enough space, is you're gonna have to provide lighting, filtration, a basking area for your turtles. So it's gonna cost you some money to get started. Don't think that just because you get the $5 turtle at the reptile store that's all it's gonna be. It's gonna cost you some money to get started up. You also gotta be able to feed the turtle, so you're gonna have to pay for some food. Just letting you guys know there will be some expenses when starting out besides getting the actual turtle. Next thing is going to be the maintenance. This is a killer for a lot of people. I see some YouTubers that I consider really knowledgeable in reptiles, and they just say that it's too much for them. Making sure the water quality is good, the filtration cycles, it's just too complicated for some people. This is our first reptile, so we don't really have anything to compare to, but we learned it pretty quick. You gotta have strong filters, you gotta keep up with the amount of waste that's going in your tank, and you gotta do water changes just to make sure that the water conditions aren't hurting your turtle in any way. You're also gonna be changing out bulbs on your tank. If any of your bulbs goes out, obviously you gotta change it, but sometimes UVB rays will still light up. They're still working, but they're not producing enough UVB for your animal. So date your light bulbs. It gives you even a little spot where you can write the date you're supposed to change it the next time. Just wanna make sure you guys are aware of the maintenance you're gonna need to keep your turtle healthy. Next up, we're gonna talk about the handleability of turtles. Turtles don't really like to be handled. They like to stay in their tank. That's why their first instinct is to hide in their shell. If you pull them out of the tank, they'll like piss on your hands sometimes. They're just scared. They don't want to really be handled or held by people. When turtles first became like a really common pet, it was found out that they carry salmonella. So that's just another thing. You're gonna have to wash your hands after handling your turtles. But again, you don't really wanna be touching your turtles anyways. Just leave them in the tank. That's where they're the most comfortable. We take our turtles out every now and then to scrub their shell or take them outside. When they go outside, they get sunlight and exercise, so that's really good. It also gives them some enrichment. They can chase bugs or whatever they find out there. They can do stuff that they would do in the wild. So there's always a reason why we take them out, but you don't want to take your turtle out just to be hanging out or crawling on the carpet or watching Netflix. Stuff like that is not what turtles want to do. That actually makes them pretty uncomfortable. They just want to stay in their tank and chill out and be fed and stuff like that. So if you're looking for a pet that you can cuddle with, I would say turtles are probably not the pet for you. And the last thing I'm gonna go over in this video with you guys is gonna be the age of turtles. Turtles live long, mad long. They can live 20 to 40 years with the proper care. And actually that's the thing, is a lot of times they don't reach those ages just because they're not being cared for properly. That's the whole reason we're making this video. We want to make sure that if you do want to get a turtle, that it does live that long and happy, healthy life. If you ask me, if you have a pet that you've had for 20, 40 years, it's a big commitment, right? It's a long commitment, but in my opinion, that's a huge reward. I think it's really rewarding if one day I'm 50 years old and I still have my turtles with me. And sometimes turtles can even outlive their owners. You might have to have somebody lined up to take your turtle in if you pass away before the turtle does. But it's definitely something to consider. All that maintenance, all those expenses, you're gonna be doing that for 20 to 40 years. You just gotta know that if you're thinking about going to get a turtle, we just wanna make sure you guys are aware. All right guys, that's gonna wrap up my video on things that I think you should know before you go get a turtle. If you made it through this list and you're good with everything, then I would definitely recommend you go get one. I think they're super funny. Like I said, it's really rewarding to have a pet for that long. Ours are just hilarious. They're super cool. We love our turtles to death. They overall make a great pet. Just make sure you do that research. Like I said, each species is gonna be different. You gotta know what each one needs. But yeah, you guys get the stamp from Vida Reptilia. Go get yourself a turtle. Thank you guys for all the support we've been getting recently. Go follow us on all our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all Vida Reptilia, same thing. Next month, we're gonna be getting a new reptile. So drop in the comments what you guys wanna see. We're thinking maybe a leopard gecko, a bearded dragon, crested gecko. We're still not sure. So we wanna hear what you guys think. Let us know any video ideas you guys have. Run those comments up. Till next time, deuces.